everybody and welcome back to the Blossom Crochet channel. In this tutorial I will be showing you how to make this absolutely stunning, super chunky double strand blanket. So I mean, it is so big, this one, I can't even begin to fit it on the camera. It is huge. But it is super chunky. It's got these gorgeous textured stitches. It is so amazingly simple. It is a one stitch, one row repeat. It's just so drapey, so thick, so cozy. And yeah, I just wanted to show you how I made this. So I've been using an Aran weight tweed mixed with a DK. So I've just mixed the two together, and so we get these gorgeous flecks of colour, but obviously using the two strands together, it is nice and chunky. So I've called it a cozy cottage throw because this blanket is going to be living in a cottage, and I just thought the name fit quite well with the tweed and things like that. So I will leave some yarn for you in the description box, but you can just mix any DK yarn with any Aran weight or even a chunky weight and use an 8mm hook. I'm going to be using a 7mm because that's what I've used on this project. But yeah, it is just so simple. It's probably the simplest, easiest chunky blanket ever, really. So it is very similar to the other blanket on my channel, but it is slightly different, which is why I wanted to just do a really quick tutorial. I also wanted to show you the level of perfect straight edge that you get with this project as well. I think there is something so satisfying about a perfect straight edge all the way up such a huge project. So yeah, I will be showing you my tips for that as well. But if you don't subscribe to the channel, make sure you do that now, and also give the video a thumbs up if you've liked this tutorial. So for my super huge, super heavy project, I have used 2 of the giant balls of the tweed Aran yarn, and I think I have used 6, maybe 7 of the DK. It was just DK that I had lying around, so I must admit I didn't keep track of that. But I definitely used 2 balls of the big Aran tweed, which I will leave a link for in the description. And you can pair it with whichever colour contrast you want for your plain DK yarn. But let's just jump straight in with the tutorial. So I have wound my 2 yarns together, so you can see we've got an Aran weight tweed, and then we've just got a biscuit sort of colour DK that I will be using together. Now I'm not going to be doing one the size of my blanket that I've got there. I will literally just be doing a sample piece to show you. So with your double strand yarn, I mean, you can just straight out use a super chunky yarn. It's totally up to you. I just love the effect that this gets with the double strands. I just think it looks really effective. So you will chain for your project. So it doesn't need to be a set multiple, just chain until you reach the width that you want for your project. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and you'll just continue chaining, and you'll just continue chaining until your project is the width that you need. So when you're working with double-stranded yarn, make sure you don't drop your yarn by accident like I've just done here. I've only pulled 1 of the yarns through, so you do just need to keep an eye on that. Once you've reached your desired width, you're literally just going to work back doing UK treble crochet, or in the US these are your double crochet. So yarn over and insert into the 3rd chain. So you're going to skip these 2 chains here, and you're going to work into the 3rd. So insert your hook. Again, because you've got 2 yarns, make sure that you've caught both of the yarns on there. Yarn over and pull up, and you'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and you'll do 1 treble into every single chain all the way along. So I'll show you a treble nice and slowly once more. Yarn over, insert into your chain, yarn over and pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So you'll work 1 treble into every single chain all the way along. So once you've worked that all the way to the end, you will turn your work and you will insert your hook straight into this very first stitch here. So straight into that first stitch, and you'll yarn over and pull up, yarn over, pull through both, and then you can see this stitch has got 2 vertical posts to it. You want to go behind the left hand vertical post, yarn over and pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, and that just gives us a UK treble height stitch, but without the gapping you would get from a chain. And then we're going to be working back loop only for the entirety of this project. So you can see when we turn our work we have this V across the top here. So normally we would work through the whole of the stitch to get the V. However, we just want to be working through the back loop on each stitch. And that is literally all we will be doing. So yarn over, insert into the back loop of the next stitch and complete your treble. Again, yarn over, back loop of the next stitch, and you will just work a back loop only treble into every single stitch. You may wish to mark the very first stitch of the row so that when you come back along on the end of your next row you will know exactly where you need to be putting your final stitch so that you get perfectly straight edges. But you'll just work this now to the end of the row, and this is already your pattern repeat. This is all you will be doing for the entirety of your project, is a back loop treble on every row. When you get back towards the end, you've worked into the top of that final proper treble, but you've still got those skipped chains from the beginning. So make sure that you put your final stitch into those skipped chains from our foundation row. Okay, so that is how you should look. So I will show you one more time. You will turn, and then into that very first stitch, you'll yarn over and pull up, and then again you'll go behind the vertical post of the stitch, yarn over and pull up, and yarn over, pull through both, and then again starting in your next stitch, back loop treble, and you will do as many rows as you need, and obviously you can join new balls of yarn as you go along until your project is the size that you want it to be. So if you complete that, you will eventually end up with a super chunky, really heavy, really cozy blanket at the end of it. Obviously you can use it for scarves as well, it's totally up to you. But it is the simplest tutorial, the simplest pattern to create something that's absolutely beautiful, and when worked with these yarns, with these tweed type yarns, I think it is just perfect. So I really do hope you've enjoyed the tutorial, and if you have, please remember to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. But I will see you again really soon for another tutorial. But thanks as always for watching, and bye for now.